to be meeting. You know, the Tories may be clinging on to power, but I tell you, on the 8th of June, for the first time in a long time, I felt hope. Did you feel it? Hope! Nigel is right. There is that sense that things are changing, but make no mistake, we have still got work to do, hard work to do, because the truth is, and I think people know this now, the truth is that globalized capitalism is failing. We're seeing inequality rising, and we're seeing millions of workers losing out. Just this week, you may have seen it too, we had Matthew Taylor's review of the modern workplace. And the main recommendation that seemed to be in the headlines was that workers will be rebranded dependent contractors. Well, if that's the way you want to play it, join in. Dependent contractors of the world, unite! According to that logic, the Tolpuddle martyrs, who we are here to celebrate, they weren't agricultural labourers, they were freelance farmers. I mean, you could not make it up. The truth is that a sweatshop is a sweatshop, whether it's in the back street or whether it's digital. A sweatshop is a sweatshop. And whether the boss is a squire, a mill owner, or an app, they are still the boss, and we are still workers demanding our rights. So we've got the people's jury here, as always, and I want you to give the verdict on that report. Do we think it's fair that Uber drivers should be paid less than the national minimum wage? Do we think it's fair? Do we think it's fair that Deliveroo couriers should be put on dog-eat-dog peace rates that we fought and negotiated to get rid of over decades? Do we think it's fair? And do we think it's fair that workers at Sports Direct and the like should be put on 0 hours so that the likes of Mike Ashley can make even fatter profits? Is it fair? And I'll tell you something else that isn't fair, and this government better listen, and that is the public sector pay cap. We've got university chancellors on $500,000 a year. We've got private contractors cashing in. And what about politicians? They don't have a pay cap. Why should our firefighters, our nurses, our healthcare workers, our council workers, our benefit officers, our refuse collectors, our cleaners put up with a pay cap? So let's send a message to Theresa May and Philip Hammond and David Cameron, who thinks it's selfish. Let's send a message to all of them. If you can find the money to give tax cuts to the rich and to corporations, then you can find the money to pay all our public service workers the money they deserve. Now we know Mrs May is in hock to the DUP. Price tag £1 billion. And I want you to join me in sending our love to Belfast and everybody there who is protesting for peace, justice, equality and equal marriage rights too. Send our love. done. I don't know whether more promises have been made. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll see Arlene Foster as Minister for Climate Change Denial. Or Ian Paisley Jr. I think he might be looking for a post in the business department. Or perhaps Sammy Wilson, somebody I know and have met. I'm sure he's dying to get his hands on women and equalities. And of course there's another orange man in Theresa May's life. Donald Trump. Now he was at his usual game, making snide comments about the shape that women are in. Let's tell him, Tolpuddle. Tell him, keep your tiny little hands to yourself. Understand he's still planning to come over to the UK, but maybe next year. I'm sure we would give him a traditional trade union reception if he does. But let's send that message. Donald Trump, you are not welcome here. So I want to end with this. Because austerity is killing our country and it's doing our people down, and we need change, and we know that there is a better way. We can reward our public servants for the bravery and dedication that they show. We can fund our NHS and our schools and our care system in a way that is fit and dignified for the people who deserve them. We can invest in safe council housing. It's about time. We can bring back our railways, our posts, our public services into public ownership. And once and for all, Tolpuddle, we can scrap that Trade Union Act and have the freedom to organise. Thank you, Tolpuddle.
Okay, that's two of the speakers. I can't think who the third speaker is. I had the privilege of introducing him last year as the legally elected leader of the Labour Party and the next Prime Minister. How close was that? So today I'm just going to introduce him as the next Prime Minister, Jeremy Corbyn.